Vasanyatwe voratidza sekunge munhu akapuwa poison. Naizvozvo muri Zimbabwe hazvina kumira zvakanaka. Asi nekuda kwekuti vanhu vane zvavari kuona, vane mafeatures pamwe chete nezviratidzo zvavari kuona pamuviri waGeneral Sanyatwe. Naizvozvo muri Zimbabwe ndofunga kana muchiri kurangarira kuti vaSanyatwe ndiye murume akambotaura kuti ZANU-PF ichatonga kusvika madhongi amera nyanga, ndofunga munozviziva izvozvo. Tikazomuona zvekare achitaura mamwe mashoko ari kuzvigananda aina natagurei, tikakomenda vanhu nyika yeZimbabwe vakarwadziwa, tikazenge tichinzwa zvekare kuti Sanyatwe ndiye munhu akapa mvumo mauto musi wa1 August 2018 kuti vapinde vachinopfura macivilian akanga achidemonstrata kuzama kuda kutsvaga kuti nyika yavo vange vachiisa mumaoko avo sezvo yakutongwa nezvigananda. Zviri kunzi vaSanyatwe vari kuoneka kuchinja kwebhodhi yavo, vari kuoneka musiyano kubvira pavakanga vari kuarmy nezvimaonekero avakuita pari zvino zviri kuratidza kuti pane kushandiswa kwepoison kwakaitika. Naizvozvo muri Zimbabwe nyaya idzi dziri kubuda masource maoutlets akasiyana siyana dzichitaura nyaya yekuti General Sanyatwe vakapoisonwa. Naizvozvo zviri kunzi Emerson Mnangagwa nekuda kuti anga achipusha Cape 3 kana akatarisana Sanyatwe andoona vari mathreats kwaari kusanganisa Sanyatwe, Chiwenga, Albert Rugeje nerimwe timu rakawanda wanda nemafoma army members, retired generals nemamwe maveterans vanga vakafanana ana mudhara akatisiya manje uyu. Saka naizvozvo muri Zimbabwe ndonyange taiti kuonese kuti zviri kunzi zvoni avaSanyatwe vakapuhwa poison, vakapuhwa muchetura. Asi ngakupedzere time yenyu tine mamwe makomrades atinenge tiinawo pano. Makomrades aya vanenge vachitaurawo zvakasiyana siyana maererano nenyika yeZimbabwe. Tichakusiyai makateerera kubva kumakomrades aya, muzodudzawo zvamunofunga mucomment section.
Who are bearing the brunt of this. You're looking at the situation whereby some of them, they are saying, "Good is our communities, we feel abandoned by the state. We are squeezed by poverty. We're squeezed by crime. We're squeezed by political, class that has not delivered on its promises." All these things. They've managed to create an environment that the frustration that has come out of that has sort of made the situation to become a combustible chamber. So when you see movements like the March on March, they are not emerging out of thin air. They are emerging out of governance failure, inequality, and desperation. And I felt pity for them when I was listening, to this guy trying to make sense to what they were doing and why they were doing it. Somebody saying, "Oh, yes, they can be South Africa is doing so well. They can give us 1 million each, and our lifetime, if you take the thing, life expectancy, etc. Probably you live around 70, so you can be given 70 million." And you can actually feel sorry for the individual because they don't even know what they're talking about. Where on earth is anybody? Where on earth is a country said our citizens alone must not work, but let us bring in the foreigners for them to come in and work, for us. Whilst we are seated. You can almost feel sorry for them. But there's an uncomfortable truth, a reality that we need, to face us as Zimbabwean people. As Zimbabweans, most of us who are in the diaspora, including in South Africa, we did not leave Zimbabwe not because we disliked Zimbabwe, not because we disliked our homeland. We are where we are today, including those who are in South Africa, or those who are still in South Africa, or those that were in South Africa, they were in South Africa on the basis they could see Zimbabwe's governance failures pushed us to be out. We were pushed to be out. And that is a reality that, we need, to accept. We are economic refugees of corruption, state decay, and political repression. That right there, it's an undeniable fact. We are a victim of a system that is normalized our suffering. That right there can never be denied. Because the evidence is there. We can see it. So when you're looking at these much on much people mobilizing themselves around a cause, even if we disagree with the target, us as Zimbabweans, we must pay attention to the method. That right there is important. Because what we witnessed with these folks, you may not agree with it, but I believe what I saw with these folks was not just anger. But what these guys managed to do was to organize themselves, was to undertake and participate in collective action, and was for them to put pressure, which was political pressure, that forced political parties like the MK political party weighing in, even the ANC, you heard that minister saying, even, our neighbors, they need, to get, their act together. Ask yourself, why is it, the ANC did not come out outright to, to crush dissent like the way that dissent is crushed in Zimbabwe? Or why is it, the South Africans did not come out, or the South African, the administration in South Africa did not come out to deal with protesters in the way that protesters are dealt with in Zimbabwe? They didn't do that because they understood what they were facing. They understood the organization behind what they were facing. They understood collective action that they were facing. They understood the political pressure that they were facing. So you see forces responding. Responses coming from the MK. I know the MK is being accused of being behind, this thing. But when you see the ANC, in the way with which they spoke, the ANC, I blame ANC for our current, situation because of this or sister parties or this mambo jumbo. They are the ones. They can never be distancing themselves away from the situation in Zimbabwe. But they, when it mattered most, they realized that they cannot stand and oppose, their people. Because what they were facing was not just anger, but they were facing organization. They were facing collective action. They were facing political pressure. So what do we learn from that? Us as Zimbabweans, I hope our folks, those who are coming, those who are making their way home, I hope nothing happens to them on their way home. But they are not going to escape the reality. Yekuti, they are coming to a Zimbabwe and facing a situation that is even more dire than the ones that they ran away from. They are not just coming into Zimbabwe and they are being rehabilitated and being given the means with which they can restart their life. Because that is not what they are coming to face in Zimbabwe. They are not going to be facing that reality. They will come in And probably there's a returnees, program that Zimbabwe has initiated to get, get people rehabilitated back into the society, back into the communities, and being given a footing where they can use as a springboard to help, themselves. They are coming probably to a worse environment than the environment that they left when they made the decision to seek greener pastures or to run away or to escape political repression. They can tell you all this, they can tell you all these things, that, they're saying, oh, we are doing this, or we are sending, 50 buses. They're sending you 50 buses, and then what? They get you to cross, the border, and then what? What is going to happen? Probably you were there in South Africa 10, 15 years, you've got a family, you've got children, that one, that are, school going age, children. Maybe you were in South Africa, you were the breadwinner, and now you're no longer the breadwinner because you've been deported back to a country that you had folks, that you were looking after. So without any means to sustain yourself and to, cushion the people that you were cushioning was in South Africa, what do you think, is going to happen? Because these things have happened. The march on march thing, has happened. Some of us, we thought we were never going to be seeing the mass exodus, but we witnessed it in real time. We witnessed our people moving into these camps. I seen one in Cape Town. I know some people milked, the occasion. I saw some people, saw that as an opportunity to create, content. I saw that. But one thing that we need to ask ourselves as Zimbabweans, when everything has been said and done, when we are here, where we are today, you need to ask yourself, these people, they had a cause. Their cause was underpinned by a set of economic and political pressures that pushed ordinary South Africans to a breaking point. Not the advantaged, but the ordinary South Africans. They were pushed to a breaking point. And they came to a realization that we need to confront our government. We cannot let these guys go scot-free. It's either we organize ourselves, we do collective action, and we put political pressure. Just imagine. Right now, it is not politics. The MK, coming in, you heard Zuma saying, I have realized that I need, to go back and get things right. And the ANC wanting, to continue holding, to continue. They're realizing that, this can pose a threat to our domination in as far as ruling South Africa, is concerned. Right now, we are sitting in a very precarious, position. We are in a government of national unity. We need to move away from that. We've always enjoyed ruling South Africa as the ANC ever since, the end of the apartheid. If we slip on the wheel, starting with the unity government, maybe the next election is never going to be a unity government at all. It's going to be an ouster of ANC as a ruling party in South Africa. So what is that, creating? It is creating a political pressure. And South African ANC needs to absorb, the pressure. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a result of a cause. A cause that Some in South Africa identified to say that there's something that is wrong with what is going on in South Africa, today. I said, I'm not here to sensationalize, those events. But I want us to interrogate, that cause and learn lessons, from that cause. What cause are we running behind? Us as Zimbabweans. Where do we stand? What is it that is happening in Zimbabwe that can make us to say enough is enough? We need to do something. We need to organize. We need to do collective action, and we need to apply political